It goes without saying that Super Mario Odyssey is Nintendo's big holiday title for more reasons than one. Sure, the fact that it's a Mario game is big in and of itself, but it's not just any normal Mario game. For starters, it's the first main series Mario game to be released on the Nintendo Switch. Being able to play 3D Mario on the TV and on the go is already an enticing premise. However, the most important detail to note about Super Mario Odyssey is that it's a glorious return to the desired formula established in Super Mario 64 and Sunshine. So on this episode of Inside Super Mario Odyssey, we're going to discuss how the game is a graceful evolution of the series by combining elements new and old.
Hello to all my friends at Commonwealth Realm. It's me, Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia, you number one. Ha ha!
When Super Mario Odyssey was announced, we were immediately blown away. Not just because Mario was in a city with realistic looking people, but because we got our first look at the return to a 3D Mario experience we've wanted for 15 years. The sandbox experience. Another word for this could be open world, though Mario isn't as open world as, say, Breath of the Wild, where all of Hyrule is woven together in one seamless map. In most 3D Mario games, the worlds are connected through a hub, like Princess Peach's Castle, Delfino Plaza, and in Odyssey's case, Mario's hat ship appropriately dubbed the Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey will be the first sandbox game in the series since Super Mario Sunshine in 2002. But don't take our word for it. Take it from the developers themselves, who specifically stated that Odyssey is a strict continuation of 64 and Sunshine more than the Galaxy games and 3D World. Super Mario Galaxy 1, 2, and 3D World are fantastic games with the signature Nintendo touch, but they don't share many similarities with 64 and Sunshine. While Galaxy 1 and 2 have a lot in common with those mentioned games, they are more linear since the theme of the game is designed around traversing planets on a destined path. Like the other games, each galaxy had a variety of missions, making them worth visiting more than once. The linearity of the Mario Galaxy games did not hurt nearly as much as it did in Super Mario 3D World, where the development team decided to take a completely new approach to 3D Mario. Ironically, it shares more in common with 2D Mario games thanks to the map, endpoint flags, and the need to constantly move right. It's a fantastic game, just not a fantastic 3D Mario game. Now, it seems that Nintendo has taken such criticism to heart, and that is where Super Mario Odyssey comes in. This next installment will feature new areas dubbed Kingdoms that will supposedly be the largest in Super Mario history. Checkpoints act as fast travel spots, hidden puzzles will reward you with moon pieces, and crazy cap shops will let you spend those hard-earned coins on some fabulous outfits that may or may not help you on your journey to save Princess Peach from marrying Bowser. However, there is one key element that's not going to make its return in Odyssey: game overs. No matter how long it takes you to complete the game 100%, you will never, ever come across a game over screen. Instead, you will lose a few coins and go back to the checkpoint you last spawned at. This is, quite literally, a game changer, seeing as Mario doesn't even have a collection of lives and we worry that these poor 1-up mushrooms will be out of their jobs. Other than that, the lack of a game over screen should not be a concern in this modern day of gaming, seeing as they haven't been relevant for decades. Game overs were designed first and foremost for arcade machines, so you can keep putting in quarters to try again. The same can be said for most 8-bit games, where you would have to start at the very beginning if you lost all of your lives. Nowadays, if you get a game over screen in any game, it just warps you back a few steps or to the last checkpoint, and in the case of Mario games, you just warp back to the hub world. Even though most games still have game over screens, it seems like they're no longer going to be relevant in the Mario series from now on. This could be a symptom of what we like to call Nintendo's Fresh Blood Initiative, where they bring in new and younger developers into the mix to change established conventions of already popular games. Take Breath of the Wild, for example. You compare that to any other Zelda title and you have yourself a black sheep in the family. A good black sheep, though. One that is Sheep of the Year 2017. Anywho, Super Mario Odyssey does not make as many brash changes as Breath of the Wild did, with the rather huge exception of possession. Using the powers of Mario's hat sidekick Cappy, he can help Mario by possessing any living thing not currently wearing a hat, be it an enemy, NPC, or even a manhole cover. What? Ugh, but that's so dark. Maybe that's why this is the first Mario game to receive an E10 and over rating in America. But does that mean we'll get an M rating in Australia? Now that'd be hilarious. Of course, taking control of enemies is not a new concept. Other games, such as Mind Jack, wow, I didn't think I'd ever mention that one on this channel, have a similar concept. It's just that the execution leaves a lot to be desired. Much like climbing in Breath of the Wild, possession in Mario Odyssey is a simple addition that offers a ton of new possibilities to the gameplay. For example, in our demo playthroughs, we were able to fly through certain sections of the Sand Kingdom with ease, thanks to possessing some bullet bills. Fortunately, it's not like we could have flown through the entire level since we were unable to fly up or down. Then there was this strange stonehead-looking creature wearing sunglasses, which revealed the locations of hidden platforms. We had to jump back and forth between possessing the poor head because the heavy man couldn't jump. In the Metro Kingdom, however, the cap possession was used entirely for traversal and solving environmental puzzles. This poor sap decided to not wear a hat today while playing with his RC car, so we decided to give him a helping hand. Just go that way, God! And of all the things to possess were these poles that were either on the streets or on the sides of buildings, which helped us get to the top of them. Finally, we came to this manhole cover, which, underneath, revealed the spot of a puzzle which contained a bronze moon piece. Super Mario Sunshine had Flood, Super Mario Galaxy had the Luma, and Super Mario Odyssey has Cappy. It's crazy how one little hat can change so much of a game. That being said, Odyssey still takes a load of inspiration from the previous 3D Mario games. Super Mario 64 is, of course, the birthplace of the 3D Mario platformer, incorporating the most impressive 3D graphics at the time along with a controllable camera and more jumps than anyone was expecting. Speaking of camera, there were many times during the E3 demo where I forgot to use it simply because the last few games didn't really have or need a controllable camera, so it's nice to see this return in Odyssey. Then there is Super Mario Sunshine, which had some incredibly vast levels on Delfino Island. The sheer scope of these areas, even the hub world, is still quite impressive to this day, and Odyssey will literally try to one-up these levels in terms of size. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 had some of the most beautiful and out-of-this-world set pieces, making them some of the best games of that generation. This was also the first 3D Mario game to run at a smooth and steady 60 frames per second, something Odyssey will hopefully do flawlessly. Super Mario 3D World brought 3D Mario into the HD realm, where Nintendo nailed the art style with some wacky, colorful worlds and NPCs. We anticipate Odyssey will closely follow suit, just not in gameplay. And with all that being said, we still have about 3 months left until the official launch of Super Mario Odyssey. A game changer, and no doubt holiday hit that will move Switches like hotcakes. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Inside Super Mario Odyssey. But before we go, we'd like to let you all know that we're looking for an additional video editor to help us with the channel. So if you're interested, be sure to tweet us at Common Realm or preferably email us through commonwealthrealm@gmail.com. It would be very helpful to us if you were skilled in Adobe Premiere Pro, seeing as that is our primary editing software, and you would be required to edit at least one video per week. Don't forget to provide your resume and/or demo reel of your work. We'll fill you in on the details once you contact us. We'd also like to thank our Patreon supporters, including royal producers Transcendent Sacred Courage and Kenyatta Ali, for keeping us sustained throughout the YouTuber adpocalypse. If you'd like to support our efforts for some exclusive content, including our weekly podcast, which will go up soon, please visit our Patreon for more information. If you're unable to support us financially, don't worry, because we've been there as well. So the best way you can do this is by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell next to that subscribe button to be notified whenever we upload a new video on the Nintendo Switch, Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and other Nintendo franchises.